Hi Flosstube, my name is Tina. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do a WIP parade. I'd like to thank all those who came to my first video and gave me such nice comments. Appreciated all of you, and if you come today for the first time, I thank you and I hope you stay around and stick around and see what we have yet to come. I have unzipped everything so we won't have to deal with a bunch of zippers today. I have everything out of their Q snaps if you wouldn't be able to see all of it in the Q snap. And they're all in order by year. So the oldest stuff I will do first. And the other thing I wanted to say is I have 27 of them around-ish, and I have about 15 of them slated for finishes this year. So I'm really hoping I can, because most of them are very large, but they have been being worked on for a long time. So if you follow me on Instagram, I am 14 Count Ada Girl over there on Instagram, as well as TikTok and here on Flosstube. It's all the same. So if you follow me over there, you've seen these a lot. So here we go. We're going to start with 2020 is our first year. Our first year includes 5 projects. This is Teresa Kogut, Pet All the Dogs. I'm sure most of you have seen this one. And hopefully I can get it without too much glare. There you go. And this is where we are so far. Since I won't have a before, these will be my befores for the next time. And she is slated for a finish this year because I just need to do more here on this left side and the dogs and things underneath this gigantic house. And she was a gigantic house. So there's a good look at her. And everything that you see today is done on a 14 count. The only thing that will change is the color of the fabric. This particular fabric is called Confederate Gray, though I think they have changed the name. I bought it at 123 Stitch and I bought like a whole yard of it. I believe it's now called Mystic Gray. So that's Pet All the Dogs, Teresa Kogut in Mystic Gray. Slated for a finish for this year. Next we have the entire series of the Jack Frost Tree Farms by Little House Needleworks. And that looks like this. And then you can put them all together. They have a mock-up of them on Little House Needleworks webpage, where you can do them all on one page, and I am going to be doing them all on one page. And I started this one November 5th of 2020. It is going to be done on a 14 count Ada in the colorway Parchment. Can you see that? Okay, yeah, okay. And the only thing I really have done on this is that very first one, and I have a start on, I believe this one is next, actually, the one with the little truck. And this is Parchment, as I said, and this is what we have so far. It's really, really cute. And then I have the box started for the next one. So I need to get to work on that one. It should go faster now that the very long one is done. And he's been in here since 2020, so it's time to get him moving. He is not slated for a finish this year. This one, I am ashamed to say, is a Mill Hill that has been in here since 2020 as well. He is the cutest little Christmas owl. Oh, I'm going to have to take him out of his paper. He's a cute little Christmas owl. And to hold him on that perforated paper was just, it would cramp my hand so bad that he didn't get a lot of work. And then I was watching a floss tuber and I can't remember who it was, so I can't give credit. But they said to put it on one of these, what are these called? Stretcher bars. So I ordered this at 1-2-3 Stitch. They're, I think, 2.5 inch, and I ordered 2 sets of them, and then I just tacked him in there. And so I'm going to try to finish him up. I'm going to try to finish him up. Let's see if that makes it better. Finish him up here soon. So he won't take much longer, and then he'll be a finish. So he is slated for a finish this year. He was started December 15th of 2020, and he's just on brown perforated paper that he came with all the kit flosses. Oh, the Jack Frost Farms, that's on all the called for fancy flosses. This is Beachcomber by Carolyn Manning Designs. And if any of you follow Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates, I saw her doing this. This was like one of my first Flosstube influences right here, because I saw Jan doing it and I thought it was the prettiest thing I had ever seen. And I ran straight to 1-2-3 Stitch and I ordered it. Thanks, Jan. And this is where we are on that. It's not a great big start, but it's a start nonetheless. Probably 1/4 of the way done. I imagine that's about 1/4. But look at those blues. Aren't they pretty? All different. It stitches up pretty quick too. So she also is not slated, I don't believe, for a finish this year. Let me look. She's not. So she will get worked on. I work on all my projects every month. I try to hit every one of them once a month. That's why I try to stay under 30 so they can all get hit at least once a month. Even if it's just 100 stitches in it, everything gets touched once a month. Okay, that is it for, no, there's one more. 2020. Oh, there are, maybe 2. Yeah, there's 2 more for 2020, my bigger projects. This is Little House Noodleworks Pringles. I know we have all seen this. So pretty, I love it. And I have left this one in its cue snap because you didn't need to remove it. There we go, Little House Pringles. And I have done this on a 14 count. Let's see if I wrote it down. I did not. So yeah, we have our first room done. Working on our bricks down here, and then we'll come across with the second row and get on this next window. And Pringles is not slated for a finish this year either, so this one will be around for a little while. Really like this. I did do this all in the fancy floss that it's called for, all the called for colors. However, I did change my snow. You see the snow up here to be 5200 because on the fabric that I chose, you could not see the snow. So that I did change. Also, the trees up here were slated to be done in the same color as this up here, and I didn't like the white trees. They weren't popping off of here, and so I just went ahead and changed them and did them in green. I changed the shelves that are there. I changed them to the brown that is also used in the pattern. I changed the soldier's pants to $7.94, and his jacket, I changed it to $7.91. Her dress, I changed and used the red that is already in the pattern because you just couldn't see it on my pattern. So some things I just have to change. I also changed up the colors in the little gift there too. There again, they had the light color or the white color, and you really couldn't see it on my fabric. So there we go, a couple changes on that. This this next one is made by Charting Creations. It is called Welcome Back to School. Its artwork is done by Bonnie White. It is a full coverage. It is one of my largest. It has 90 colors. It is 550 stitches by 413 stitches. It is called Welcome Back to School. It is on a 14 count white gridded Aida. And I started it on September 3rd, 2020. I did not pull this completely out of its juice net, but if I just take off the bottom, you'll still be able to see the rest of it. I originally started doing this straight in one line. You can see here comes the little shed there, and the tree is popping out there. And as you go down, you can see the fencing, and this is the bottom of it. There is no more after this. This is the complete bottom. And then I learned that if you start going in a diagonal, you could get to the picture faster. So I started going in a diagonal. So I'm starting to get excited because I'm seeing sky and no more green, and that will be nice because I'm kind of tired of green trees. So she's definitely not slated for a finish this year. So that is her. And now we are on to 2021. And okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here. Okay. This is I Am a Needlesmith by the Bay Artwork, or Needlework. Needle Art. By the Bay Needle Art. That's how it is. So that's what she looks like. Now, before I was a 14 count Aida girl, I was an experimental. I've tried the 22, the 6, the 22, the 16, the 18, the 25, the 28. I always come back to 14. It's what I like. It's easy to stitch on. I think the stitches look nicer on a 14 count. Just my preference. So, with that being said, this is stitched on a 16 count. It's being restarted because I hate stitching on it. It will be restarted when it gets called WIP Go. I have it on my WIP Go board. So when it gets called, it will be a restart at that point. This is what it looks like so far. And I know that's a lot to have to restart, but I'd rather restart it than dread stitching on it every time I have to pull it out. So that's what I've decided, that she gets a restart. She was slated for a finish this year, but since I'm going to restart her, I don't think she'll make it. We'll see. She's staying on the list, but we'll see. I don't have big hopes for her. She was started on September 19th of 2021. And she's in all the called for flosses, and she's on a 16 count ivory. She will be moved to a 14 count ivory. I've already bought the ivory, I have it ready to go. So she's 120 by 152 stitches. If you watch Dina, the half cross stitcher, she's also doing this one. She's a lot further along than I am. And she has her slated for a finish this year. I was hoping I could keep up with her, but I don't think I'm going to be able to now that I'm going to restart that one. And this one is in the same category as that last one. It was started on a 16 count, and I just dread it. Every time I pull it out, I dread it. It is called Stitcher's Resolution. It is by Heartstring Samplery. It says, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. Stitch all day and absolutely no housework allowed. Always start a new project before the last is finished, requiring a return to number 1. This is stitched on a 16 count ivory in the called for fancy flosses. It is 171 by 139. It was started March 1st of 2021. It is on my WIP Go board for April. For right now, it got called. So, I believe it was the number 5, I think was the one Jessie called. And so it is getting its restart this month on the same fabric that it's on. It's on an ivory, and I wasn't crazily along on it. So I'm not too upset about restarting this one. Or either one of them, actually. I'm not upset about it. So that one is also slated for a finish this year because it's words. It should go up really quick, especially being I'm getting it back on my 14 count, which I love. So that's that one. Okay, this next one is called Laundry. Everybody's favorite house chore, right? I want to hang this in my laundry room because it's just so stinking cute. And this one is by Bobby G Designs. It was started in 2021, January 8th. I have no idea what this fabric is. Couldn't recall. It's really soft, almost like a picture of this plus, but I don't believe it is. And this is as far as I've gotten on it. My daughter has started on some of my backstitch. In case you don't know, I don't think I have mentioned, my daughter does all my backstitch. I do not backstitch. I don't care for it. I do it if I have to, but usually she'll come over and do it for me. She doesn't cross stitch, but she likes to backstitch. So we're trying to get her into, or I'm trying to get her into black work because I think she would enjoy that a lot. But yeah, she loves to do all my backstitch. So anytime you see backstitch on any of my projects, you know Courtney was at my house and she did my backstitch for me. If you go onto my Instagram and see anything that was backstitched, any of my projects, she did them. I don't think I've ever had to backstitch my own projects. Okay. Those are done with regular DMC flosses. So, that's that. And if I forget to tell you what floss they were done with or a fabric, let me know. Obviously, they're all done in 14 count, but I may forget to tell you what color. If I know the color, I try to tell you. This is Liberty's Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. Let me see. There you go. It's just gorgeous. Okay, said in my first video, I am a sucker for anything patriotic. My husband was in the military for 20 years, and so patriotic's a big deal to us. This is Liberty's Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. The artwork is done by Paulette Stewart. It is $3.49 by $2.11. It is done in the MPI silks. This is the first time I've ever used silks. They're very nice to use. It is done on a 14 count ivory, and this was my birthday start for 2021. So it was started on my birthday, August 22nd of 2021. Okay, this one I may have to stand up for because she's a big girl. Let me see if I can get her all in the screen, or I'll just bring her up piece by piece. And so none of this is ironed, so sorry. This was just a quick impromptu. Let's go ahead and shoot this video. Working on this big house right now. She is also slated for a finish this year, as she just needs this house finished, a few motifs on this side, and the border finished bringing all the way around. So, oh, look at that little horse, isn't it cute? And this giant flower, look at that. I love that the stars come out of the chimney. That beautiful flag. Oh, and the eagle. What's not to love about this one? Plum Street just hit it out of the ballpark again. They are so awesome. So there we go. And if you've not worked with any of the silks, the MPI silks are wonderful. This is the first time I've used them, and I absolutely love them. They were pretty expensive to kit this up in silks, but I think it was worth it. They look really, really good. And let's see, that's all for that one. This one is the 100 Owls by Forst Embroidery. It is a free pattern on their website. If you go to, let me see, I wrote it down, owlforst.co.uk and go to their freebie page. This is a free pattern on their page. It's called 100 Owls, and there are, well, 100 owls. She is slated for a finish this year, as I have less than 30 owls to go, I think. I know less than 40. So here we go. She is done on that same Confederate gray that one of the earlier ones was on. Like I said, at 1, 2, 3 stitch, I think it's now called Mystic Gray. And this is where we are. So cute. There's lots of little owls in the ivy going up and down the sides. Here, little purple owls, as you can see there. We don't have that much left to go. There's one more large one that goes in the center underneath the tree of owls. There'll be another large one, and then the couple on the sides, like 20 on each side, I think, or something like that, and then she'll be done. So she is slated for a finish this year. She is done in DMC. I did not kit her up through Forst, though I know you were able to do that. I don't know if you still can, but you were able to if you were buying it. And it is free. It's absolutely free. So if you want a nice long free project, check out Forst Embroidery. It's very fun to stitch on, and I love owls, so I have never dreaded once stitching on this one. And that is going to do us for 2021. Okay. So now we are up to 2022. And I don't think I have these in any particular order. This one here is I Like to Party. And it's by Amy Brukin Designs. Those little sheep are just so cute. She is slated for a finish this year, being I only have 2 sheep to go. This should have been done a long time ago. Okay, she's done in DMC. I do not recall the name of the fabric, so I'm sorry on that one. This does have another project on the other side, which I will show you because it's completed after this one. Come on, behave, fabric. Don't you love it when the fabric doesn't behave? Okay, so I Like to Party. And by party, I mean nap. And we have 2 sheep down here. We're working on that second one, and there's 2 more on the other side of nap. And then she's done. Yeah, there's no reason she shouldn't be done already. I do have her on my 25/7 board, so I am working on this one 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week, just to knock it out. Oh, the other one that's on the other side, which I had just never cut it off, is Weekend Forecast, cross stitching with no chance of cleaning. If you need to know who that's by and information on that, you can ask me down in the comments and I will pull it up and look it up because I don't have it in front of me currently. But both of those would fit on this fabric, so I just use the same fabric, and I have never cut the first one off yet. I'm not really good at doing the whole FFO thing. I do have a whole stack of finished projects, so if you want to see some finished projects, I could do a finished parade for you. There won't be any FFO. I maybe FFO 3 things. So that is also done in DMC, if I didn't say, on the unknown fabric. Okay. Next project is called We the People. It is by Erica Michaels. Sorry, thought I had them all unzipped. It is the preamble to the Constitution. Hopefully that's not too shiny. I imagine you can read that well. It's the preamble to the Constitution of the United States. There again, it's patriotic, so therefore we're all in. I started this actually on my husband's birthday. I let him do a birthday start. Not that he stitches, I stitch. So I told him to go through my stack of projects that I had, and for him to pick one out for me to start on his birthday. And of course he picked America. So here we go. America is slated for a finish this year because it is words and it goes pretty quickly. This is done on, who knows, because there again, I did not write this one down. So sorry. Thought I had what it was written down, what it was done on. But I do not. And this was just worked on a couple days ago. So she's had some attention here lately. This is done on DMC. It's just 3 colors, the red, the white, and the blue. There were no color changes. I just used whatever was called for. It did call for fancy floss, but it gave you the option of changing it to DMC, and so I just changed mine to the DMCs. It is 180 by 171. And again, it was started on July 17th of 2022. Slated for a finish, so. $2022. Here we go. This one is called Collecting Shells. And it is a Janlin. Well, it's Design Works, which is a division of Janlin Corporation. And this little girl reminded me of my girls when they were little. This could be either one of them, absolutely either one of them. They had the same hair color, and yeah, it just reminded me of my girls so much. This is called Collecting Shells. It is by Design Works. It is on a 14 count gridded Aida. The gridded Aida I did get off AliExpress. I started this on December 30th of 2022. And it's got a pathetic little start. It originally calls for these to be half stitches, but I didn't care for the half stitches when I stitched them in. There are hanging threads because I do parking, and that is as far as she got. So she's definitely not slotted for a finish this year, but we are getting into something other than the water, so that's kind of fun. She will get work every month. She'll get some stitches in her, minimum of 100, but she will get something in her. Okay, moving on. I really don't have one to show for this one currently. This is Stitching with the Housewives, the home sign. I have 2 left. I have 2 more of the wreaths left. Everything is done. I'm about to start the April wreath. So sorry. I'm about to start the April wreath. After the April wreath, there's the May, and I have done everything from June to then. So I only have 2 more of these, so you'll be seeing this on my Instagram and probably my next WIP parade, because it will be started and possibly finished. I usually finish it within the same month. It's usually a start finish. So I'll show you when that comes up. This is Holiday Quaker by Lila Studios. I'm sure everybody has seen this one. It's like the Halloween Quaker, only it's her holiday one. I don't stitch Halloween. It's not my favorite thing, so you won't find any Halloween over here, but Christmas, you'll get a lot of Christmas from me. And I love this one so much. This one doesn't have a large start on it, but it was stitched on today, actually. I actually stitched on this one today. Okay, let's see. This motif right here is the one I stitched on today. I finished that one. So, really cute. I love anything with a Quaker on it. Quaker's one of my favorite. I love the designs. And once you do one, it's like a little finish, you know. Feels good, little finish. Let's see if I got information on this one. I don't think I do. This has a tag on it. This is on a 14 count Ada, and it's called Pewter. So, I don't know what pewter looks like. That's pewter. It's almost like a blue-gray. The colors are coming out pretty good today. So it is done in the, let me see, it is done in called for. So some fancy flosses and some DMC. It called for a little bit of both. So I've done it in both. Anything it was called for is in there. All right. This next one was a birthday gift to me. And if you didn't know, I love owls. I think I mentioned that earlier with the 100 owls. So this is called In the Night Forest. It is a realist kit. It is on a 14 count white Ada. It was bought at 123 Stitch on August 28th of 2022. Now, I don't have a large start on this, but I do have a little bit of that first wing going on there. So, and we're starting to get into some of the design there. So there we go. I am gritting this on my own, just with a water-soluble pen that I got at Amazon. Bought it on Amazon. And I have checked to make sure it erases. It does erase, so no issues there. And that is the end of 2022. So everything from here out is 2023. Okay, 2023. This is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. Pretty sure everybody has seen this one. It's the United States flag with all the states on it in the order that they came into the Union. It's very beautiful. I have this on a 14 count picture, this plus ale. I started this on February the 4th of 2023. It was bought at 123 Stitch, and it takes 3 colors. It is 400 by 210. I have a very small start for you now. I'm just into some blue. That's it. I just got some blue done. She's getting there. She's a big girl. So yeah, that's where she is. That's a really good color too. She might be a little bit darker than what you're seeing, but that's pretty close, yeah. Definitely not slated for a finish for this year. All right. This is Happystitching by Sue Hillis Designs. And I love anything that's got to do with our craft, cross stitching and threads and needles and scissors, floss, love it. So this one doesn't have much of a start. I just started this not long ago, I do believe. This is on a DMC. They're new colors, that fabric that they have put out. They don't have a listing of what the color is, but it's one of the ones that have a few colors in it. So it's got some pinks and some blues, and just a real pretty color. And that's all we got. I got the border done and it matched. Yay. That's always the best feeling, right? When your border matches up. And I'm starting on the word happy. So here we go. We got a little bit of a start on her. She is in the call for DMCs. Started February 5th of 2023. So very recently. Next, this is Sunflower Farms. I'm gonna mess this name up, I tell you now. Coeur et Batacure. I believe that's French. I'll let you decide what that says. This I saw on Stacy the 911 Stitcher. I saw it on her Flosstube when she was doing her WIP Parade. Had to have it. Love the yellow house. I love everything yellow. Love it, love it, love it. And this little girl is so stinking cute. She's selling her little honey jars over here. And I have done her on a Bestitch Me fabric. I joined their Fabric of the Month Club. And this was, I think it was January's Fabric of the Month. This is Hot Cocoa. And I started this on February 14th of 2023, Valentine's Day. My husband bought this for me for Valentine's Day. He went to 123 Stitch. He went to my wish list and he picked it up. And I went straight for that little girl and I got her done up. So that's where we are on Sunflower Farm. She is done in the called for DMC. And again, that is a Bestitch Me fabric in the color Hot Cocoa. Okay. About 4 more to go. This is called Our Hearts. It's by Brenda Gervais. It says, your heart and my heart are very old friends. It's very, very pretty. And there again, I don't have a whole lot done on it. That's it. She's got a little start and she was worked on just a few days ago. I just worked on this piece here. She's on a 14 count vintage country mocha. Which is actually the called for floss, which is very rare for me. I usually don't have the called for floss, and I find fabric, the called for fabric, and this time I actually happen to own it. So it got done on the correct fabric. I usually just find something pretty close to whatever was called for. It started on January 14th of 2023. Okay. And it is done in the called for fancy flosses. So, Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Art. I think that's it. No, there is one Closet Color Work in there. So no DMC. So just some fancy floss. Okay, next one. This one's done by the Colorado Cross Stitcher. This is her design. This is called Stitcher, or Signpost Stitcher. I saw this in her shop when I went to visit. Sherry was not in that day, so I did miss her, but that's okay. I'll be going to Colorado again here in a few months, so I'll pop into the new store She does have a new store in Colorado, and I will go see her in her new store, and hopefully this time I don't miss her. Okay, so this is the Signpost Stitcher by Colorado Cross Stitcher. I am using the DMC conversions. It is on the fabric flare 14 count in the color Nut. This was my New Year, New Start for January 1st of 2023. And she was worked on a few days ago. So there she goes. I'm working on my border all the way around and working on the word Stitcher. I love to work on anything that is stitchy related. I have a lot of patterns that are stitchy related. I am going to do a haul video that's quite big after this video. I mean, we're already 40 minutes in, so we're not going to attach it to this one. The Hobby Lobby sale that was so big and that everybody went to. I got a whole bed behind me over here that's got all that stuff on it, so that will be another video. Okay, this is called The Shepherd. Sorry, zipper. It is by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I'm sure everybody has probably seen that one. It's part of a series. The Needleworker was #1. I don't have it. #2 was a clown. I probably won't get the clown. Wasn't crazy about it. And then we have the Shepherd here. There's another one, and it escapes me to the name of it right now, but I want to get it. This is the Shepherd by Cottage Garden Samplings. It's Snowman Collector Series #3. It is 100 by 130. I did start it on February 7th of 2023. And it is on a 14 count Ocean Air, which I picked up at my LNS, which is Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. We have a wonderful salesperson there. His name is Peter. And so Peter always shows us the best fabrics to buy and the best patterns that are coming out, helps us with all our things. And so I have named this the Peter Made Me Do It Sal, because we love Peter. And I had picked out this beautiful blue fabric, and he said, "Hey Tina, you know what would go really good on that pretty blue fabric you picked out?" I said, "What, Peter?" He goes, "This." I said, "Well, I'll take it." And so this is how this came about. So if you see this on Instagram and you know Peter, then you know why this is called the Peter Made Me Do It Sal. And if you go to Always in Stitches, and Peter has gently helped you find anything that you love, hashtag it the Peter Made Me Do It Sal. If it's knitting, if it's cross stitching, quilting, whatever, Peter Made Me Do It Sal. Okay. This one I started actually yesterday. Saturday, I went to my stitchy group at Always in Stitches. And a friend of mine was doing this pattern, and I loved it so much that I had to buy it. I just had to buy it. I knew I had some fabric. It would look good on it at home, so I didn't have to buy any fabric for it. I just needed to buy the floss, and it's one color of floss. It's called Bethlehem. This is Hearts and Flowers by Rosewood Manor. And Bethlehem floss. It is Weeks Dye Works floss. Oh, crinkle, so sorry. And so you only need to use the one strand, and it changes colors as you go along. No bunches and bunches of color changes, which is always great. And I am doing this on a 14 count fabric from Always in Stitches. It is called Breathtaking. And that's how far I have gotten. I have worked on it for 2 days, a couple hours each day. Today I did the little heart here, and the other day I did that little don't know what you call that. Flower, I guess it's a flower. Since it's called Hearts and Flowers. So it's coming out really pretty on this fabric. And it looks really good under this lighting. You're really getting the good tone of it. It is a pink. When I take pictures of it and it's on Instagram, it's almost looking brown. But it's not. It's very, very pretty. It's a beautiful fabric. And then next to last one, here we go. This is my May Cottage of the Month. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I have done all of them. May and June are my last two to go. So here we go. Here is May. This is what we have started. I start them the month before the month is here, so I have them done by the month. So I started this April 1st, and that's as far as I've gotten. It will be done by the end of April, so it is ready for May. I do put these in a picture frame, and then I just rotate them out of the picture frame. Right here actually is July and March. I just use the same piece of fabric. And I will probably also put June on this one as well. It is a 14 count fabric in the color, oh, tag's still on it, French Cafe Mocha, Country French Cafe Mocha. Okay. It is in the called for colors, mostly DMC. It does call for a couple, 2 fancy floss, and those are all in there. All right, we have, oh, actually I have 2 more large projects as well. This is my breast cancer butterfly. It's called I Am a Survivor. If you want, I can find the link to this. I got it off of a website. And I'd have to pull up my email to see. And it's called I Am a Survivor, which I am. And it's a butterfly. And then it's got all the pretty flowers on the one side and the breast cancer ribbon in the middle. And she was just started not long ago. So she doesn't have a lot, but you can tell she's the butterfly. And I am gridding this myself. And I do park my threads. So, and if you don't park and you're interested in parking, the best way that I can tell you to do parking is to go visit Teresa Little Stitcher. She has a great tutorial on parking and doing a full coverage project. It's a 4-part series, and I watched many tutorials on parking, trying to figure out how to do this and was it worth it. And I don't know, I didn't get them. I did not understand them until I got to Teresa's. And once I got to Teresa's and watched what she did, it's like it clicked. It made sense. Bam, I understand now. Okay, let's do this. So that's what happened. Teresa Little Stitcher here on Flosstube. Okay, we have 2 more very large projects. This is Peaceful Tranquility by Artisy. I am doing this on a 14 count gridded Aida in white. The Aida I did get off of AliExpress. It has 71 colors. It is 300 by 225 stitches. The artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is charted by Artisy. It was started on January 16th of 2023. Okay. And this is our start. So we've got some of these trees coming in, and then we've got lots of sky. And as you can see, I started to do the straight down, and then I had learned the diagonal. So now I'm working in the diagonal, and so I will bring it all out in the diagonal. Like I said, she was just started in January, so that's not bad since January, in my opinion. That's where she's at. And the very last project I have to show you is the Snow Owls at Winter Forest. This was bought on Etsy it's at Laser Art Designs is the store on Etsy, Laser Art Designs. They had a buy 3 get 1 free sale, I think. I haven't started any of the others I ordered. This was started on January 9th, 2023. It has 22 colors. So those are done in DMC. I am grading this myself. It is on just a plain white Ada. And that is where we are. We're still up here in the trees. So, that's beautiful. I love my owls. Okay, and I think that's going to do us for today. I want to thank you all for staying and watching, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and you'll come back for the next one. We're going to have a haul, a huge haul. We got a huge haul to do behind me. So that'll be our next one. And please make sure you like and subscribe. Do all the things. I also want to say, if you're a lady and you're over 40, please have a mammogram. If you haven't scheduled your mammogram this year, please go schedule your mammogram. They're very important. They could save your life. They saved mine. If you need to hear my story, it's in video number 1. If you ever want help or want to talk about what has happened with you and your breast cancer, I'm always available to talk. If you're scared to go get a mammogram, you can find buddies to go with you. There's nothing to be afraid of. And then most of the time, you're good, you're clear. But it's most important to go get it done. That's most important. And gentlemen, I'm not leaving you out of this either, because men get breast cancer too. So always check. Once a month, first of the month, good time to check. So make sure it's April 1st. Make sure you check them. You may feel something, you may not. My particular breast cancer, I did not feel yet. They just found it under a random mammogram. So it can be there and you don't even know it. So anyway, I will let you go. Please come back for my next video. And thank you all who returned. And please like and subscribe and do all the things. Bye-bye.